Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to another production of the program. Here we are on TV. Once again, once a day, every day. Turn on the machines and live forever. Oh, I'm like looking kind of droopy, aren't I? I don't know if I haven't looked in the mirror today, but my looks like I don't know. My eyes are I don't gotta sleep. I look tired. I believe. I don't feel that tired. Any more tired than normal. But look at these bags today. Those are some bags, and I don't know if it's the lighting or something. This one is very bagged up. I don't get a lot of just looks until I get here on TV, and I'm like, whoa! I used to be a lot farther away from the camera too, like before in the before times, and now I'm just like right up in it. Like my head used to be about probably this big in the frame. You can see my whole self, so now it's like I really am just zooming in on my own face now. So I don't know if that's a good idea. Maybe I should get back, especially in this time. This very difficult time. It's hard to keep up your beauty routine. I'm looking tired today, but I feel about the same as normal. I did get another bug bite. I think I just got one recently. They're out. The bugs are out. But it's a difficult time. It's a challenging time. I heard that today. Somebody was like, in this challenging time, in this trying time. I'm like, oh, challenging, huh? It's kind of like when the difficult times are. So it's a difficult time. It's a challenging time. It's Saturday. You know where we are, viewers. Waves of emotions. It's Saturday. You can call the number in there. You want to get on, leave a message, see if anybody else left a message. Looks like we got a good amount of voicemails today. So, who's going to be on the thing? You can get on there. You call the number, or you can get onto the Zoom. You go to YDHWM.com to get onto the Zoom. That's what I still do, even though I'm running this deal in a way. I don't even know how to do the thing, so I just go to YDHWM.com, and then it says Zoom link, and you go there, and it brings you to the Zoom. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting on the Zoom, see if anybody else is on there. It's almost 10 minutes late, though. But nobody's on here anyway. I don't know if anybody was on there. Yeah. So, that's good. Or, it's neutral. I wasn't keeping anybody waiting, but then there was nobody there to be waited for. Oh, yeah. So I guess let's get to the phones, because yesterday I did the program at 8:45, and I went to work today. No. There's a dangerous disease, potentially around every corner. But I don't know. I don't know about him. Oh, whoa. Oh, Tyler. Tyler called from Minnesota. I've been trying to talk to him. But the first voicemail is from Freddie in Yellowfell, so maybe we should try to get the people onto collect the Zoom people anyway. But here's what Freddie has to say. I'm eating a frozen pizza today. Let's see how it makes me feel.
Hey, program. I'm watching the episode that we're digitizing from yesterday, a year ago yesterday, and it's like Lakefair time. I go back and I look in the other years too, and it's basically, this is around when Lakefair would probably be starting, if there were a Lakefair to happen. On the program yesterday, you said something about, the demo burgers taste the same every year, and then you're like, I wonder if that cover band is going to play, and you go there and you feel like you're doing the same thing. You're like, maybe you're trapped in a loop. Maybe it's not different years, it's all the same year, and we're just experiencing it all. And I think that this horrible pandemic has definitely proven that we're not just stuck in some loop, because things aren't happening. I don't know, something is wrong. So I thought it was interesting. So anyway, hope you're having a good program. talk to you later.
I would be having a good point. I think I got bit by a bug, though. I guess I'm going to call Freddy first. Well, what are you doing? Freddy, you there? I'm going to try to summon. Let's try to summon Freddy first. This way, before we call him. What is that, emergency?
Sorry.
Sorry about making weird noises out though. Yeah, Lakefair. No Lakefair anymore. Doesn't happen anymore. Things are over. It's kind of weird. It's actually really weird. Lakefair's been happening for 75 years. Hello?
Hi.
Yelpo, hi, it's Burnham on TV. How are you?
I'm okay.
You awake?
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm walking home.
Which what's home now?
Oh. I'm still in Philly. Philly's gonna last another couple days or so as far as being a living space. Moving some stuff tomorrow.
As far as being a living space, not like Philadelphia is going to be gone off the map.
Philadelphia is still going to be here.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away because I'm moving.
Yeah.
If that ends up being the case, then I don't know what ends up anymore. Philly, just look at a map and Philly's not there because I moved away.
Yeah.
That'd be quite the predicament.
What is real? What is real?
Yeah.
You're on your way home?
Yeah. I stopped and got myself a beer, and then I stopped and got myself a piece of pizza. My diet has taken a massive nosedive. I've been eating pretty healthy over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I kind of cleaned up my act and was really starting to eat very clean, and I've been buying sodas and candy and slices of pizza. Yesterday, I ate a whole Domino's pizza.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did you have it delivered?
No, I picked it up from the store. I waited outside for them to bake it for me. And I got a nice close look at the way people are preparing pizzas right now at Domino's in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's a mad rush to. They're like the assembly line. They're just slopping all the ingredients on, and they have. I can only guess just not enough staff to meet the quota pizza pies being ordered. Because they're
I'm sure they're slammed. I'm sure they're slammed at pizza places.
Yeah.
Like
people were like sprinting in and out of the store, and no gloves, throwing the toppings on the pizza.
Well, they're gonna bake the hell out of the pizza.
There's a lot of half-assed mask wearing.
Yeah.
And just no mask wearing in the city.
Well, it's like people are treating it like it's like a rule that they don't want to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And not like it's like a literal like life or death situation, you know.
No, people think they're badasses by having like the mask on their chin or something.
Like I don't follow the rules. It's like you are the like it's like you're. It's not like you getting sick. It's you getting others sick, you know.
Yeah, it's our best approximate guess at this point as to how we could or could not reduce. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, why not? Like, you know, it's not that big of an inconvenience. Like, I'll walk down the street. I'm not going to have it on every single second when I'm outside. But if somebody comes near me, I'll put it up right away. Like, I literally can't breathe if I'm, like, walking down the street on a 95-degree day here.
Oh, yeah.
But if somebody's walking by me, I'll put the mask up, of course.
It's 95 degrees?
That was, yeah, it was 95 degrees today. And it probably felt hotter.
Well, when I'm not walking out of the door without my mask, and I had a face shield also.
Yeah.
So I'm not like stepping out the door without all that stuff, but I maybe am one of the crazier ones. Well,
No, I respect that though. But I don't think it's like it's like in the air, like floating around when somebody's
I don't know.
30 feet away from you. Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
I haven't been out the door without a mask on since it started. Like I'm not. But I haven't been in a motor vehicle in many months either.
You're still working, right?
I'm working, but when I go to work, I got the mask and the face shield.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Avi. I was just messaging Avi. I'll see if she picks up.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Portland's pretty crazy right now, so we're gonna hear about Portland.
Hold on. Let's see.
I guess I heard. Yeah, you hear this news about people in Portland when they're. Hey, Freddie's on Zoom. Well, Freddie, you look like you're in a like an interview setting or something. You know what I'm saying? Like how's that? How are you doing that? You look like you're in like you got your black background and stuff. Are you using one of those filter things?
Black background? No, it's just like I'm in front of a window and it's dark behind me.
Whoa, it really looks
it's working, huh?
TV, good TV.
System. 40.
Hey,
4,
I had two things. One is today's episode is happening on the 18th of July.
Tone, please record your message.
Oh, it's
when
the wrong date?
Recording, you may
You got the wrong date, but it's the right number of the episodes.
Can you hear that?
AV, yeah, we're leaving AV a message right now.
Yeah, we're leaving AV a message.
AV, it's the program, and yellow fellow, John there. How's Portland? Did you get abducted by the federal government?
Oh, yeah, that's a topical question.
I sure hope not. And I'm scared.
Yeah, leave
How do
the
we
phone
even
number
know?
for the program.
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, can we end the message with AV or what?
Oh, wait, what's her? We can give her the callback number.
Oh, 360-836-4384. Or
All
you
right,
can get
I'll
on Zoom, AV.
She could get on Zoom.
I heard that they're trying to move that on to not just be in Portland.
Who's there on Zoom?
But maybe
Freddie, how do they even know that it's the federal government? What if it's just some guys with vans?
Yeah, I don't know why people are saying it's the feds, but I think it's because the
army cargo shorts.
Yeah,
some guy
scary guys
who's in charge of stuff.
And camo cargo shorts.
Yeah,
around. Yeah,
they're just killers or whatever, scary people. I don't know. But
are we gonna normalize abduction?
Yeah, maybe they're just those regular kidnapper, abductee, scary people instead of the new horrible federal what's that movie? What's that popular? It's like a year. That book that's a year. That's about the government being bad. 1984. Is it 1984? Is that what it is?
Oh, 1984.
There's 1984, and there's also a Brave New World. But I think 1984 is when you're talking about where they
I actually just started listening.
When did they made 1984 in the 60s or something, or way before, and then they're "Oh, look out for 1984!" Now it's the past.
I don't think it was actually a prediction about what things will be like in the 80s. It was kind of just an arbitrary future point he picked.
Yeah, it's just funny to have any of those things where they're "Oh, look out for the future of 1984." Now it's way in the past.
I think those things are very on point in a lot of ways right now, though. I think it's kind of a cliche comparison to make, but there are a lot of parallels, I think, right now.
Oh, yeah.
If it is the federal government, then it's a lot Pinochet or whatever in Chile in the 90s, or he was from 70s to 90s, but he ended in the 90s. He was the ruler of Chile.
Pretty crazy stuff,
and he would disappear people all the time.
Yeah.
And no one ever knew whether they died or not, or where they went, and that was scarier than just being I'm killing my enemies. It's just they just disappear.
Oh my God. But anyway, that's federal news or something. So I'll just kind of keep it light here and personal instead of sometimes it's if this stuff is happening, And what am I doing? Just like working and doing this like stupid TV show instead of like fighting the government or something. I'm like, it's like, should I quit? Should I quit my life and go find like a bat and go hit the army in the face? Like, am I doing my duty if I'm not doing that or something? Like, if I'm not like running at the White House with if I'm not like starting like, I don't know how I'm gonna get to the White House. I'm gonna start running right now and running at them until something bad or something.
It might not be like, I don't know if you need to be out there like doing what some people like. This might, I don't know how it's gonna go over, but there's a lot of things about the groups like Antifa that I'm not necessarily that fond of.
I don't think that they're actually a group, but I don't want to bring this up anyway. This is like federal or like national news. I'm trying to think about Lakefair right now.
Oh my God, it's Lakefair time right now.
Which is like this small thing, like YDHWM every year. It's called Lakefair every year. For the past 75 years, I heard that they've had Lakefair, and it's just like this little local carnival kind of stupid little thing that I really do like Lakefair a lot.
And it's been canceled this year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
And we go every year, and it would be, I think today maybe it would be the fireworks day, or maybe it would be next Saturday, or would it have started this week?
Yeah, it's hard to say, because actually one of the episodes like ends, like recently it was like last day of Lake Fair in like 2018 or something, and then like in 2019 or 17 it was the first day of Lake Fair on this day.
Yeah. So it would be like now or next week or whatever. And we're not doing it, but it's like I'm always talking about like the loops and how we're living in loops. And maybe I didn't like, if I wanted to get out of the loops, I guess I could have.
Oh wait, you mean the loops like that? Oh, those thing that moves super speedy and it goes in almost like a, like you're in the little cart and it turns you around like the music.
Yeah, it's like that, but metaphorical for life.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, the loop is broken a little bit right now.
Yeah, so it's like I'm like very routine oriented. If you couldn't tell from this thing, this TV show, but it's like every year Lakefair comes around and people like to complain about Lakefair, and they say like what's their complaints? It's rednecky or something, or they think it's
yeah. People are always like, oh, it's when they like make sort of jokes about other towns around Olympia, like. Yeah. The like more rural towns, and that's when all the rural town people come. I think like that's rude, though. I think that's kind of rude.
The people who are complaining about the stuff, they're yellow fellow is off the phone. I don't know where he went, but the people who are complaining about that stuff are not the locals. I think they're like I'm from like maybe New York. I don't know where they come from. California. They're like
I see.
I'm from California, and I think that those people should stay out of my town. It's like, you came here to go to college or something, whatever. So they're like, I'm stay out of my town. Like, you're from New York.
That's I think one of the worst things I've heard in this the like recent political things going on is when people tell people to leave. Like, I was reading, you don't want to ever do this, but I was on the Olympian website, like reading comments about some anti-mask protest that happened, you know?
Yeah.
And then there was a commenter who, anytime anyone would like discourse with him or like try to disagree with him, he'd be like, if that's what you think, you clearly don't belong here and you should get out of here. It's like, that's not how you treat people. It's like, you gotta learn to live with people who are not thinking the same way you do.
Well, yeah, then we're gonna have like weird, like, think zones. Where like you're like, if you have this belief, then move to this spot, which is kind of happens naturally a little bit.
Yeah.
But like
Amish country or something.
Yeah, they're like, this is over here. This is that. Like, you move to where your values are, and then you go outside. But then what is that? Then what kind of world is that?
I don't know.
But it's kind of like that already. But I want a hamburger.
Oh yeah, have you had a Lakefair or a demo burger this year?
No, there is no. They don't exist.
There's no like demo burger like event before May.
Nope. First one is Gay Pride in June.
Oh yeah.
I like, I like the gay pride stuff. It's a lot of fun, but sometimes people are like, "Why are you so upset about the gay pride?" I was like, "Oh, what the hamburgers? I think the gay pride was canceled." And they're like, yeah. I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, it is. I do care about rights and whatever, but I want a hamburger." You know?
Yeah.
You can have both.
Rights and a hamburger.
Yeah.
That's what we really want.
You on Zoom, yellow fella?
Yeah, I guess I'm on Zoom now.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, I guess so.
'Cause you got off the phone.
Hello, Kenny. I'm here too.
Hi, Jean.
Hello.
Hi, Gene.
So they had the
Hi.
Yeah, they had the hamburgers and now they had them so they have the demo burger events. That I go to all of them because I want the demo burgers. I follow them around. It was Gay Pride first, and then Lakefair, and then the Thurston County Fair, and they're all canceled.
Yeah.
You guys want to see what my... Oh, wait, I interrupted.
It seems like the biggest thing with the demo burgers is those like grilled onions.
Yeah.
Like the massive amount of grilled onions you get on the burger.
And you cook them all day, and you can't really do that yourself. I mean, you could, but
Yeah, I think you could do some sort of caramelized, grilly onions and
I
just
don't-
try to copy it a little bit.
I could do it. But it's just I don't want to.
Hard.
I don't want
It's
to.
also, did you already say that it's because of all day? Like, basically, it's been grilling all day. Like,
Yeah.
a billion onions and a billion burgers have all combined to make the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just something. And you go in there, and then the people are there, and I don't know, I'm really. I feel like the world like had a sudden heart attack, and I didn't get a chance to say goodbye.
Yeah.
You know?
I was thinking I was potentially having a heart attack this morning.
Oh, I'm always thinking that kind of thing. Yeah.
Because it was like after I had the Domino's the night before, and it really, I never felt so tight in my chest.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of Coca-Cola too. That probably.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you when you're telling me about your bad diet about how you were feeling like physically.
Oh, a noticeable decrease in energy and general mood, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's no good.
No, it's not.
oh.
Are there any?
See, I have another Lakefair, like, kind of broken heart issue.
Yeah.
Heartbreak.
Okay.
More than a heart attack, but for the last 3 years I've had like a Lakefair button like tradition
Yeah.
where Madeline, my sweetheart, and I were like taking pictures every year, and each year we'd bring last year's button and hold it, and we could see like the progression of the years through the buttons through time,
I know.
And now the chain is broken, and we can't do that tradition this year. And I even like had this. You can buy one of those giant, the giant button maker things, or it's like it would cost basically
Like $1,000.
yeah, like $2,000 basically. So you can get like the maker for $1,000, and then get like a reasonable amount of buttons. You'd have to pay like basically $2,000. You could probably make it back even in COVID if you just like do one at a time. I kind of had this idea that I was just gonna do it, but I didn't ever get around to it. You also have to get like a printer and like all this stuff.
Everybody's like still like trying to hold on to fun, and I kind of think that it's like just like you just gotta let that kind of stuff go. And it seems like it's like.
But it's done?
I mean, it is for a while. Like, do we really need to hold on to like this little things that used to be fun for like people are like right now? Like, I feel like it's like not very nice to say, but people are like doing like little shows, and they're like, but they're distancing shows. It's like
I'm gonna. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go watch. They're live streaming the String and Shadow puppet show from.
Oh, really?
Right now, so I'm gonna
That's
watch.
cool. You gotta give us a review, Gene. Oh, also I want to hear how many loons you found.
I didn't see any loons, and then my mother laughed at me because she saw loons on my side of the lake, and I didn't.
We need glasses.
hard to spot
I
those
am
loons.
very good at seen things like that. I don't know why I didn't see the loons, but anyway, I'm gonna watch this. So I'm gonna say goodbye to you all. But I
Enjoy
think
the
we need to
puppet
celebrate
show.
successes to lift our spirits. The small successes are what get us through. You gotta celebrate, Kenny. I think you might have eye rolled.
No,
maybe
I don't think so. I wouldn't.
someplace else.
What?
He's just expressive with his eyebrows. He doesn't when he's listening. He raises his eyebrows.
Right. You are right.
I'm
You're
not
right. You
eye-rolling.
little thing to the left
What
or
is
whatever.
even, I don't even know if I can eye roll. Say something. What would I eye roll about? Like,
I don't know. You must innerly eye roll
Like, can you
sometimes.
say-
I don't think I've ever seen him eye roll. I will actually say that.
I really do.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't think
right.
I have that in me. I don't know really what triggers an eye roll. It's like when you don't like.
Okay, we have to go and
You
watch
think
the
you think
puppets
someone's saying it's like bullshit?
Yeah.
because I need a lift. Okay.
Like okay, I think people should wear the mask.
Oh, I can't
People
make
are like
it away.
people are like I can't wear a mask for 5 minutes because.
Oh, that would make me eye roll.
And then I go. Oh, what?
Oh, I did have a question.
Wait, what?
You were talking about bye, Gene.
Oh, bye, Gene. Bye.
Yeah, I'm trying to leave,
Bye.
but I can't.
You were talking about
This is my eye rolls my
the
face. I'm
face
just
shield,
ah. Yeah.
and I think what you're doing with the face shield makes sense. Where you're like, you have the mask underneath, and you got the face shield on top. So like with the mask, you're protecting others, and with the face shield, you're protecting yourself.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of people in the service industry doing just the face shield,
Yeah.
and I feel like especially when they're like waiting tables or around and stuff, it's like basically their breath is just coming straight down at an angle
Yeah.
at people anyway.
I'm
So I
doing
think
both.
I don't think the face shield by itself is like a good thing. The mask by itself is, but the face shield kind of needs to be in conjunction with other stuff.
Yeah, you gotta do both. I don't want to see people's faces. Like I'm gross. I'm like actually like got to the point where I'm like, ugh, like I see someone's face and I get away. I mean, I get away from them. I do. I'm like, but it's like not
Yeah.
even like thinking of them. I'm just like, ugh, ew. So I don't know if I'm gonna get in.
I liked what you said about like people not like we don't deserve to be that upset about losing the ability to like go out and do things. I think we're all very spoiled. We don't need to go to shows and we don't need to go sit at restaurants. And
Yeah.
I think that's all extraneous. I think it is nice that we're all just no one's really doing it, but there's a part of like if we became like a super totalitarian like state and like the government didn't let us leave except to like go to the grocery store, I think I'd be kind of okay with that.
I'm already
Because
doing that.
we could have like a visitor or two a week. I would like that because then it would feel like a special, like I'm gonna see my friends on Tuesday.
Well, I'm already doing that. Like, so if I had like, if everybody else could just be doing what I'm doing, it's like then they're gonna be what? They're like, oh, I'm punishing you. That's how kind of I feel even about like the whole like collapse of the world. Because they're like, they're like, oh, my world's collapsing. I don't have enough money to do this. Like, I already don't have any money. I'm like trying to like do nothing anyway. I'm doing this thing. You just got to do your own thing. Like people are like worried about like going down to have to live like me, and it's gonna be like the worst thing that they can imagine to like live my life or something, like. I don't know. I'm trying to eye roll still. I don't. Can you eye roll?
That's not an eye roll. That's not an eye roll.
What is an eye roll? Like.
I don't know.
You like look back. You like look up. I'm still on this thing.
I'm trying to. It's hard. It's something you just do. It's hard to force. I think I'm an eye roller.
Like, you're. What you? What I can't even. I'm trying to like even imagine what triggers an eye roll.
What if somebody's like? I think the biggest thing is just like an ideological thing you don't agree with. Like we were just talking about, like people's like personal thoughts and opinions on mask wearing that could easily trigger eye rolling from either side, something like that.
I do that. This is like this face like like you ate 3 hamburgers today. You went to Lakefair and you bought 3 hamburgers. Yeah.
I don't think that seems like a forced eye-rolling scenario. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little
I've
too
seen people roll their eyes about that scenario before, but Lakefair, the demo burgers were getting more expensive. The 2009, no, it was 2019. Which one 2019 we watched last night. They were like $9.
Yeah.
Remember?
I just like have like I was thinking about it and I like almost put money to the side. I'm spending $400 or $500 this week on garbage.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, that's okay with me. It's like it's like a big holiday almost. It is. It's like glutton holiday. It's like glutton week for me. And it's like I feel like maybe it's like, and it's like the giving to them and.
Do you think people are gonna have their own celebrations in replacement? Like you said, a lot of people out in the in the rural areas would like come to the.
I don't think they're gonna do. I mean, they're already doing it. People are already doing so much stuff.
Yeah.
4th of July, I think, kind of messed a lot of things up. Everybody's going out there.
Yeah, even like people who you wouldn't expect, I heard, were like getting together in groups and shooting off fireworks. Like some of the punks, I was just like, what the hell? They're like, the punks don't even like why would they be into the 4th of July in the first place? And then they're getting together with people not wearing masks. And
it's crazy. It's like the world is like, they don't, wow, the kids these days, they don't have any stick-to-itiveness.
No respect.
No respect. But they don't have.
I'm excited to meet like these. When I'm like gonna be like 50, to meet these like 20-year-olds that are gonna grow up completely uneducated. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Just like have these like wild.
Kids, yeah, I wonder if that's gonna put any weird divide. I don't know. That's just getting very different educations. I bet.
A fun, crazy younger generation. That'll be interesting.
But it's like I'm doing this thing. You just gotta do the same thing, and like not dropping the thing. And like the longer you're doing it, you start getting kind of tired. You think or something, but then you just gotta be like, no, this is what I'm doing, and then you just like decide that it's fine, and you don't think like this is torture. This is horrible torture. It's like, no, it's fine. What do you like? But people are like, and they like, but then they're like, oh, I did it for a long time. And then you want to stop doing it. It's like any bad habit or something. You're like, stop drinking or go on diets or something, or people are going on diets. It's like, oh, well, I've messed up my diet. I guess it's over with. It's like, no, just keep doing the thing, like, for good. Like, people don't go on diets. People go on diets. I'm always saying about this stuff is like, you don't do things, like, don't change your ways for like a while. You gotta like do it. I guess I'm resigned to this though. I feel like this is my life now, forever. And nobody else wants to do it. But this is kind of. I'm also in a way, I was preaching this life before it happened, and now it's happened. So maybe I'm in a better boat than most to be living the basement life or whatever. Like I feel like I've always been against like frivolous events or whatever, or these like what are the like Disney. I've always been hard on Disneyland.
You always wanted to get rid of holidays, but not Lakefair.
Yeah, not Lakefair though. But I always like talking about getting rid of the holidays, and I never go through with this stuff. It was always just like this like concept that I've been harboring. About like no more holidays, like no more fun, like no more. Why do we want fun? Why do we want holidays? Why do we want pleasure? I'm trying to drop all this stuff, but I never actually did it. But now I'm kind of doing it, and I'm like, well, I guess this is my time to do it. So I've been talking about this, and everybody else is they're like, oh, you want to have nice things in life. It's like no nice things.
You guys want to see it? Do you want to see my bedroom?
Yeah.
All right, here, I'll show you.
If it's going to be harmful and hurt me, and I don't want anything good. If I'm going to get any pleasure from it, I don't want to see it. Yeah.
That's my bedroom right now. There's a wall.
Yeah.
And here's oh, I forgot. I threw away the ocean picture on the wall.
Oh,
that's sad.
That's a very small
bedroom. I threw away a lot of. Stuff.
You don't have.
I have the blanket on the wall.
You don't have a bed frame?
What? No, I have a bed frame.
Oh, it's just real small.
It's wooden.
And what kind of bed is it?
I threw away everything besides my like clothes, pretty much.
You threw it away?
Yeah.
Why?
That was the mood.
What did you have?
Like extraneous like little knickknacks and little like paintings.
All right.
You think you're gonna replace them, or is it's over? You're living a minimalist life now.
Yeah, no, it's I guess it's I mean, it's minimalism for the sake of convenience because of the crazy moves I'm about to make. As far as just not, I'm gonna have to like hop around for a little bit, but.
All right.
Hey, where are you moving to? Gene was asking that too.
Oh yeah. Avi said. Oh, Avi's making dinner.
Yeah. Well, I hope you haven't lost the will to live or something. You know, like trying to throwing away all your possessions is like a little scary.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I think I have not. No, but I will recognize that it was not a healthy choice to do that.
Hey,
so I was like, oh,
that's tough to move.
What's that? That's true. But I was like, oh man, that was some like family stuff and paintings I made.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But oh well.
Yeah, that's the one I don't like. I think if it's physical possessions that you've come across and gathered is fine, but I always get worried when people like get rid of original artwork.
I know. I was like, oh, that was like the thing I painted all during quarantine.
Right? Did you just throw it away or like donate it to Goodwill?
No, it was nothing good was about it. It all went in the garbage.
Wow.
We got message from Tyler, and he's in. I think might be in Minneapolis. I've been trying to call him every once in a while because I want to, get news from Ground Zero, which is kind of it's a little bit late for that, but we'll see what he's doing.
Tyler Ball?
Hey, your daily hour with me.
Tyler.
This is Tyler calling.
Oh, Tyler.
And there's a real wild thunderstorm going on here. And I was just contemplating having a brainstorm.
The weather's crazy everywhere else other than right here.
I thought of another really bad side effect of COVID-19.
Yeah? What's that?
Coronavirus. So, if you want to call me tomorrow night, I'll be available Central Standard Time about 10:30, 10:45.
Well,
so
it's later. It's much later than that, but I'm gonna call you anyway. He didn't say the side effect. He just thought of one. Hey, I thought of something bad.
That's Tyler. Tyler sounds like a character.
Maybe too much of a character a little bit, but we'll see what.
Hey, you guys, I just thought of something bad.
Oh, wait, let's hear it.
No, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
I was just thinking about it.
That's what Tyler said.
Wait.
That's what Tyler said.
He said he was thinking about something bad?
Tyler said that he's like, I thought of another side effect of coronavirus. And then he didn't say what it was in the message.
Didn't say what it was.
Here's an experiment for all the viewers and for all of us here right now. Everyone think of something bad. Just think about it.
Hey, it sounds like my whole existence right now, really. Like, that's all I do. That's all I do.
Hello, you've reached Tyler Ray. Please leave a message. Thank you.
At the tone,
Hey,
please
Tyler.
record your
Gotta
message.
beep.
When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey.
You thought of something side effect of coronavirus and didn't tell us on the message. You should just don't. We didn't want to win like teasers on the messages, but I want to know how you're doing it out there in Minnesota, because that's like the epicenter of the whole movement. So call back.
Is it?
Well,
We love you.
Love you. That's where George Floyd was killed. So.
Oh, that movement.
Yeah. What? Not the virus.
I don't think the virus is a movement.
Yeah, the virus is not a movement.
It's got to
That would be
be
weird
across
for
the
a while.
country.
There are people that seriously entertain the notion that it could have been concocted in a lab, and then that it wasn't that it wasn't intentionally released, that it might have accidentally been.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, the difference was it was specifically mutated in certain ways and messed up. So it wouldn't.
Tyler Ray, please leave a message.
Playing phone tag with Tyler.
But the virus doesn't behave. Some people claim that the virus.
Pretty weak though. It's really compared. If it was just gonna be a weapon, wouldn't it be? It only kills.
Well, the thing I heard was that it was something that was being tinkered with, and then it accidentally got out.
It wasn't finished yet or something?
What's that?
It wasn't finished yet?
Yeah. For whatever reason, people are trying to mutate different things that lead to becoming viruses. I don't know.
Well, that's
because of some of the variants of the ways it's behaving. People think it's not necessarily behaving as
and then what are you supposed to do?
Nature
what are you going to do with that information if it's...
Hello.
I think it's scary that there's people in the world that are secretly doing stuff like that potentially, and then we're maybe entertaining a false narrative because it's safer for everyone to believe or something. But also, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to spread conspiracy theories out there.
Distracting, a distraction by people who don't believe that they should take the virus seriously or something.
Oh no, I don't think it would say propose that you shouldn't take it seriously. It's still bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's still just as
Yeah, that's some kind of is it heliocentric? No, heliocentric is what it is. I don't know. I'm trying to use big words. The one that the Earth does not
flat earthers or something.
Flat. It's not it's the people that the sun's revolving around the Earth. We did that. People made that thing. Nature can't make things. You don't it must be people. It's no, nature's a force. We're not the center of the universe, is it?
There's a group that's trying to get people to stop those open air markets or something, somehow the animals, or I don't know how they expect it to stop that kind of a thing, I guess, but I don't know.
I'm trying to call Tyler. I don't know what's going on with it. We're playing weird phone tag. Oh, now it's calling. Now it's ringing. See what kind of beer you got.
Is this our third time calling Tyler?
Hello?
Hey, Tyler. He's there now, though. Hi, how are ya?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm relatively okay.
Yeah, what are you doing? Are you in your house?
I'm in the basement. We're still in the basement doing the program. We got about 15 minutes left today.
Hey, Tyler.
Okay.
We got Yellow Fellow and Freddie.
Hey, is Freddie there with you, or is?
Yeah, Yellow Fellow and Freddie are on Zoom right now.
Yeah, I don't do the Zoom. I can't get apps on my tablet.
That's okay.
It's too old. Yeah, but I'm on the phone with you.
Yeah, nobody's here. I'm still doing the thing. Are you in Minneapolis?
I got paid to go swimming today. I was hanging out with the guys. We went down to the lake.
Ooh. I'm not going to
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. I got your message. I don't live in Minneapolis, though.
Oh. I already don't like...
If you're talking about...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already don't like...
I think that Portland is really, what's going on right now.
Right now, yeah. I don't like...
if you talk about the epicenter of the movement, yeah, that'd be George Floyd's murder in Minneapolis. But the repercussions, I think it's a lot of positive change, stuff for the better. But Portland, it's horrific. I've seen some of the clips.
Yeah.
What's going on there? I don't know. Anyways.
I didn't like swimming. I already thought swimming was pretty gross, before the virus, and now...
Oh, now it's extra work?
Now I'm not going to go
I was in the big lake. I live on...
You can't wear a mask while you're swimming, that's what I heard.
What?
And I got paid for it, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
You can't wear a mask while you're swimming, that's what I heard.
Oh, no, I didn't. I wore a snorkel.
Yeah, You could wear a mask while you're swimming. It'd have to be like a cloth mask and not one of those kind of papery masks. But
the water stuff.
That's like waterboarding yourself.
Way less effective, apparently.
It'd be waterboarding yourself, though.
Waterboarding, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you just wanted to define it as torture,
yeah.
I didn't wear a mask. Yeah, but I jumped off a rock. I showed these guys this cool place to jump off, but my clients didn't go off it, and I'm okay with that. They're ambular. They're totally able-bodied. They could have done it, but I also probably would have been pulling my hair out if they jumped off a rock. Then, Lord knows what might happen.
Ambular?
Jumped off a rock.
Into a lake?
Yeah, into the water. Yeah, ambular. That means like in motion.
Ambular.
Yeah, it's like a medical term.
Okay,
some people are not ambular. Non-ambular people
Non-ambular.
are,
What are you doing?
confined to wheelchairs. Or semi-ambular, you might walk with a walker or something.
What's in your nose?
What's in my nose?
No, Yellow
Are you
Fellow's
talking to Freddie?
Yellow Fellow's putting a screwdriver in his nose.
Hey, did you get my message last night? You listened to it?
Yes. Well, I'm trying to remember.
Hey, so
yeah.
I know that you're running out of time, but what I wanted to talk to you about is, so there's like, the government is pressuring states to reopen their schools,
Yeah.
And I think, obviously it's a bad idea because, one, the COVID-19 happened, right?
Yeah.
And it
side
just doesn't
effects,
make
yeah.
sense. But the other thing is, so imagine being an adolescent and you got, ripped out of your school. I mean, that's, exaggerating, but,
sure.
You got taken out of school in, the second week of March, maybe towards the end of March.
Yeah.
And then you've just been like with your rents, isolating, and if you don't like have a TikTok or an Instagram or something, you're like totally detached from the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can look at TikTok and Instagram, but you don't put yourself out there.
Yeah.
This is just coming from
Sure.
Just kind of a weird kid growing up. This is me. Like I was live journaling. I was live journaling at this time.
When I was young, that stuff didn't exist.
Yeah, way back when. But what I thought is, even more dangerous after, I've been working in the mental health industry for 7 months now. Can you imagine being thrust back into school in this, like, really stressful environment? Like, you're already, like, concerned for everybody, I'd like to think. But then, you haven't, like, socialized with hardly anybody.
Yeah.
The schools aren't set up to be socially distanced either. It's like, they might try to do it, but all the schools are built and the class sizes are large, so it's like they're still going to be sitting the same distance that they were before.
Yeah, it's just not feasible. It's not feasible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like this off-color joke. Like, I mean, I don't want to make a joke about it, but it is it says something to the issue. Is, say what you will about COVID-19, but school shootings are down. Like, when did Parkland happen? 2017?
But nobody's in school.
School shootings are down, but like general violence?
Because the world is moving, like, faster than the speed of light. What'd you say?
School shootings are down, but
I was thinking, like, there's no, like, when was the last time you heard about, like, a terrorist attack,
like every day, because people are labeling people as terrorists when they're not?
Yeah, well, I mean,
like a guy in a subway, like, bombing or something, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think, the word the terrorist is kind of a label that the government puts on people to try to be able to, like, have power over them without...
I'm saying what happened to those stories.
Domestic terrorism is way more on the rise than, Islamic terrorism or, anything that came out of, the war
so-called
on terror.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm not going to become like a political television show that the whole world is, I guess, is politicized. But I don't think any of that. These groups, they're not real. The groups aren't. The groups aren't.
Oh, you want to talk about Antifa?
Any of these groups. This is what I was saying. You know what I was saying this about ISIS back in the day. You remember this, Freddie?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, of course.
Like
I
was
can
saying
remember
that, like,
standing in, like, I remember the kitchen I was standing in, listening to the radio, and hearing about the beheading YouTube videos and stuff.
Into groups when the people they're not really in groups, but then making them into a group gives them a power that they didn't even have before. So now you can go out like
against the enemy.
If I were to go out in the street and start yelling whatever Antifa, I'm that, and then they're like, it's them. Like, you just are them.
Mm-hmm.
You just decide to be them. It's not like there's like they're having like meetings and groups.
Yeah,
and
no, they're not getting together.
Yeah, you can't like go like.
That's something that's really hard for a lot of.
Well, and there is no they. You know, you can't use a collective pronoun with Antifa.
It's not a boss.
They. It's a thing.
It's like I feel like they're trying to like go find. They're gonna go find like Shredder, the Antifa. You know, like that. The Antifa's the Foot Clan.
Shredder.
That Antifa's like the Foot Clan, and that somewhere Shredder is there being like, go get them, you know. And then they're gonna go and they're gonna find Shredder, and then once they just like fight Shredder, they're gonna knock him in like off the dock, and then it's all gonna be okay. It's like that's not.
Yeah, you've been thinking about this for a long time. You should make it a comic book.
About
it sounds like
maybe
you put your work into this.
A comic book involving Ninja Turtles.
Shredder.
Yeah, I think they already made that comic book a lot of times.
Comic book. Yeah,
I'm saying
like
that
one
it's
of the
not a
comics.
comic book.
I'm sitting on a gold mine idea right now. I was with my friend Nick Nurburn last night.
We're talking about him the other day about his parasites.
We're just chit-chatting.
wearing masks?
Did you live with him when he got parasites?
Around the bush. And, yeah, I'm sitting on a gold mine idea, and we're going to enlist Krister. He's got to be our investor.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, I can't give you any hints. Just,
well, then don't tell us. That's like you did this already.
Look for us. I'll give you one hint. Look for us in fashion.
No, you already told us.
Upcoming month.
You can't do that.
No one's doing this stuff. Hey, I
can't spread it to all of Thurston County.
Well, then don't say you have it at all. Don't say, hey, I got a secret and I can't tell you.
Oh no, I was just excited. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you should be sorry. Like, not saying sorry.
Well, I can tell you a different secret.
Well, if you're gonna tell me it's not a secret, then is it?
Okay. Well, this is a catch-22, as they say.
Yeah.
So, you want to hear the secret, but if I tell you it's not a secret, so it doesn't make sense to say it in the first place.
It's true.
Okay. Well, that settles that.
Yeah. How far are you from Minneapolis?
It's about 150 miles.
That's like, what, 3-hour drive? That's pretty far, right? Yeah. 2 hours?
Yeah, 2.5. 2.5 hours down the 35.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the 35 all the way down, you end up in Texas.
From Minnesota?
What'd you eat for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you eat for dinner?
Yeah, and if you drive straight up the 35, you can take like 2 lefts and a right, and you'll get at my house.
Is that like that's like the I-5 of wherever you are?
Yeah, of the Midwest, up and down.
What'd you eat for dinner?
Yeah, what'd you eat for dinner?
I had some really good food. I was working, but some clients wanted to go swimming, so I went swimming, and there's 3 programs, and I asked one of my coworkers, I was like, hey, can you cook dinner for me? And they're like, yeah, you passed all my meds last night. I owe you one. And so I went swimming and came back, and it was like this surf and turf, that's what was on the menu, the dinner menu, surf and turf foil wrap. I was like, what the fuck is this? But it was like sirloin steak, like cut into chunks, shrimp, corn, and tomatoes, and a bunch of spices. And then you foil it up, and everything soaks together, and you eat the corn at the end. That was the most flavorful piece of corn I've ever had in my life.
Shrimp corn.
Yeah, it was really good food.
I accidentally ate some foil recently. I didn't realize that it stuck to the bottom of my Elio's pizza.
How much?
And I looked.
Yeah.
And half the Elio's that had foil stuck to the bottom. And I was really.
How did you do that? Did you chew?
Do you ever go to Brewery City? Have you ever gotten a pizza from Brewery City?
Yeah, not a fan. How did you put?
Yeah, it's not very good. Krister found a part of a glove in his pizza.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. At least they're wearing gloves. They're not wearing gloves at Domino's apparently. How did you eat foil and not know?
No, because I cooked the Elio's on top of foil, and then I took the Elio's off the foil, and then put it on my plate, and then I ate half of it, and then I looked at my pizza and noticed, there's foil on the other half, with the half
Are
that.
you chewing?
Like,
So you found out after the fact? You didn't like feel it
I found out
on your
I
teeth?
ate half of the pizza, and I looked at the half I didn't eat yet, and I was like, oh, there's foil on the bottom of this. And I was like, oh, I already ate half of it, though.
Are you
So I
chewing?
probably ate a
How
bunch
do you
of
do
foil.
that without chewing? Like, how do you chew tinfoil and not notice?
I don't, because it was like star speckled foil on the bottom. It was like,
It's probably really thin stuff, right?
yeah, I don't know, but I
Thin foil.
thought I was gonna die for a whole day.
It's probably not good
Yeah,
for
how'd you feel afterwards? Yeah.
But I'm not
Your
gonna die.
reaction as
I
soon as
made
you
myself
found out
throw
what happened.
up. I made myself throw up a bunch.
No, you would have passed it. It's okay. It would have been fine, I think.
Oh, yeah. You
Did you
probably
throw up?
Yeah. I'm going to record messages of the future. Hey, future, it's us the past.
Hey, future.
Hey, future.
Yeah,
I'm
tinfoil.
thinking of something really bad right now.
What do you... Tyler, what did it say, future?
Do your laundry.
It's a good idea.
Suck on cardboard. Suck on cardboard.
Give it up.
I don't know.
And yeah, don't forget that popcorn is
Lakefair,
your friend.
It's not Lakefair. Lakefair is like loops, and the loops have broke. It's weird. It's Saturday. Okay, bye, future.
I think they should just set it up for the eyesore fact of it. You know.
No, you don't like
Nobody's allowed
Tyler.
in,
Tyler doesn't like
but just
Lakefair.
like.
Well, hey Tyler, I gotta call my
But I do love
grandmother.
the Ferris
Okay?
wheel. That's my favorite invention.
What?
The Ferris wheel.
Okay.
You know why the Ferris wheel became a thing?
No.
How it was invented? It was after it was in the Chicago World's Fair.
Yeah.
And the last country to have held the World's Fair was Paris, and they constructed the Eiffel Tower. And then Chicago was like, oh shit, what do we do? And this guy, George Washington Gale Ferris, was like, I got this idea. And everybody thought it was a death trap. But they're like, well, it might out-Eiffel the Eiffel Tower. And so that's how the Ferris wheel was born.
It's a death trap. Well, Tyler, I gotta call my grandmother because we have a few
There
minutes
were
left,
like 60 people in every car.
We'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling. Keep calling. Leave
Bye,
messages.
Tyler.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Tyler just made that up.
Bye.
He just made that up.
I don't know what he's talking about.
George
Tyler,
Washington
are you gonna watch
Ferris.
this episode? Tyler was saying some weird things today. I was like, or maybe I'm eye rolling. Am I eye rolling at this? Like,
Oh, maybe you eye rolled. Yeah, did you just eye
You
roll?
didn't eye roll. You were making your expression, your listening expressions. You raise your eyebrows when you're listening to people, and it's not. I don't think you're blowing them off. I think it's just what you do when you're like taking information in.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call Grandma. We have a few minutes left.
Hope she's drinking water. Wait, she was drinking something else the other day. Was she Coke?
Yeah. Well, I think Coke is and I think it's mostly vodka with like a splash of Coke, and she's like, "Hi, Grandma."
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I don't know. Everybody's still home or not.
Yeah.
I think I'm by myself.
Well, I'm calling to talk to you anyway.
Oh, yeah? Why? I don't do anything.
Yeah. Well, I want to see how you're doing, see how you're feeling, and just saying hi to you because
Yeah. Just a minute. I will check.
All right.
What's the noises?
She's watching TV.
Oh.
Yeah, I watch TV by myself.
Yeah. That's what I do most of the days too.
For you too?
Yeah. You made the
No,
offer.
he's not home.
All right. Well, how are you? You feel? How do you feel?
I am okay. So where are I going to see you?
Hopefully, pretty soon, Grandma. The virus is real. It's like worse than it's ever been right now.
What?
That virus. It's worse than ever right now.
Really?
Yeah. It's not getting better. It's getting worse.
So you're not going to see you a long time then?
I don't know. Hopefully we'll figure something out. Maybe I can come over outside and go and say hi to you outside or something. But for now, I got to talk to you on the phone, so that's why I'm calling you so much still. It's okay?
Okay. I hope to see you soon.
Me too. I miss you, Grandma, because it's hard right now.
Okay.
You got water, Grandma? Are you drinking water right now?
Just a minute. And he come back, he going to call you back?
Yeah. Do you have water out, Grandma?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, good. You have to drink water all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
I try. So just when he come back, he going to call you back, huh?
Okay.
Okay, then. Thanks for call. Take care of yourself.
You too.
And hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. Hopefully the world
Yeah.
is better. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad world. What do you got now?
Hey, but she sounds like she can hear you pretty good today.
Oh yeah, you just can't hear me at all. You're playing with
You should
screwdrivers?
do the backyard hang with your grandma.
Yeah, but I don't have a car, I guess.
What?
I don't have a car. I don't have anywhere. I haven't left my block in months.
Oh. Well, how far away is it?
I guess I could bike across town.
Yeah.
It would only take me a couple of hours.
Oh, a couple hours.
Probably. What do you think, Freddie? 2 hours to bike from here to Grandma's?
Nah, you could make that in like an hour.
Yeah, 1 hour.
Put
I don't know.
Put it into
That's just like if you just go to the east side, basically, right?
Yeah. Put it in Google Maps, and if it says like an hour, then it'll take you like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I heard that speaking of Lacey, the Lacey Fred Meyer guy is like the guy who owns it is an anti-mask guy and is not enforcing the mask thing, and has I don't know. People were saying that the like employees have COVID, but they're still working and not wearing protection.
Oh, and they don't. I don't think they actively have it, but I do think like. But this is like this is what is it like everything else like even with the movement and all this stuff. It's like have nobody been thinking that this is what's been going on the whole time? Every single place you ever go to, because that's what I kind of think. I think every single place is doing that, and nobody's doing it, and no businesses are doing it. And everybody's awful all the time. It's like, oh yeah, this new news and stuff is bad. It's like, yeah, stuff is bad, everything's awful, and every single store is bad.
I think that's the worst side effect of COVID is that it's ruined my entire like thoughts of other human beings. Like I used to think everyone was pretty much good, and now I really have lost my faith.
Well, welcome to my world. I feel like this is like like this in a horrible way. A lot of my thoughts are becoming true, and it's not great.
Yeah, I think we're living in a divided country.
I think yeah, it's divided. It's crazy. World's crazy.
It seems a little divided.
Hey, good talk today. You two, we did it today. I feel like
I think we made some good progress for the show.
We're making some steps forward. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Grandma. Thanks, Freddie.
I think Tyler was way off base with that Ferris wheel stuff.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Tyler?
Yeah.
I was like saying, dissing Lakefair haters, and then he was one.
He said that Ferris wheels are a death trap or something.
Yeah, what? I defend Ferris wheels. All right, well, we made it. Here's the credits. Tomorrow, we're going to be on early, Yellow Fella, at 5.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Thanks for watching. It's Saturday. Is it the 18th? Freddie, is that right? TCTV Channel 22.
Is what right?
Is it the 18th today? YDHWM.com.
It's the 18th, yeah, that's the 18th.
360-36-384. I think I got messed up maybe yesterday, 2 days ago with a little bit. One Night Stand number 3, check it out. Stand up! Fun Singers is a good song, thank you. CCTV, La Baby, Jordy Fabulous.
What tape did you tape this over?
Graham, Stop Spy, Colin, John Webster, Thurston County, Washington State, USA, and viewers that see you're watching, thank you. You'd have to hold on to that after the episode, and I'll tell you, hell yeah, dog. Bye.
Bye.